Same move, new tricks. Alright, so a few things real quick. Forgive me, I've been a little under the weather with a cold, so I'm definitely going to be sounding different and rough, so I apologize for that. But also, yeah, with BT15 giving new cards, new supports for the SoC Fenri deck type, you've got so much room that you can play around with it. So many different dark animals, SoC that you can use now, that this is just my list that I like. It's not the best list, it's not the perfect list, because there's always going to be ways to improve or different little tech niche cards whenever something pops up. That being said, this is just my build of it. And starting with it, I am of course playing Balmon as my egg of choice. It does everything you need it to do. It's not a once per turn with the inheritable, so when you discard a dark animal or SoC, you get to evo into it to continue your combo strings and everything else without slowing down. So, as for the level 3s though, starting with the 4-ofs, playing 4 Lugamon from BT14 and 4 Lugamon from BT15, the new one. They both are going to fit different niches. The old one is the preferred one because it gets the IG in play in circulation and has the inheritable when you play to gain a memory. It itself gains a memory with its start of turn when it gets the IGN sources. And then the new one is just really good for being able to draw a card, pop a floodgate if you need it to pop a floodgate so that you can continue to play, like say a Pomomon or anything like that. And then at the end of attack you still gain a memory, so you're still knowing what you needed to do. But I'm only playing 2 Dracmon now instead of a full set. Dracmon is still great to play at 4 if you want to. It is still a searcher, it can still set up your trash, but with there being more SoC cards now that I'm playing, not necessarily the dark animal, being able to just grab something, set up trash every now and then, or have the inheritable when attacking to get into a Fenri that's in trash or anything like that, is still going to come up. So it's still a great card to use. And then to finish off the level 3s, playing 2 Psychemon. With the current format of the game, and even after the hits that are coming, I still would rather play Psychemon. The Anubis package is still there for purple. Blue Flare is still around. Digicross is still a thing. So having that cost reduction does come in handy. And then starting with the level 4s, I would like to play this at 2, but I only have 1, so I'm only playing the 1 block item on Uber. I would actually be playing 2 of it instead of 1 of each, if that was the case and I had the second. That being said, Black Dado from BT8 is still great. If you need the rush, if you need the retaliation, it's still there and can come in handy. The Uber though just gives you better protection from Leviamon. It gives you counter plays against other decks that want to play out of the trash. With its on play, trash a card or take a card from your opponent's trash, a Digimon card, bottom deck, a draw card. So you get a draw as well, and then it plays out from security. So it's not dead when it hits there fully. And because I only view this as a recursion piece and not an extender or a digger, I only play 1 Fangmon. You can play realistically any number. Some numbers are not as safe. Like 1's probably not the safest, but 3 or 4 wouldn't be either, because you would just be breaking on them instead of seeing things that you would rather see. But with its ability to return a dark animal from trash to hand and then pitch something, it's still a great card because you can still get to your pieces that way as well. But it's just a recursion piece. So because of that is the reason why I'm playing 2 of the new Tyrannomon out of BT15. Tyranno on play, flip its top 4, grab a SoC Digimon and a Tamer. If you added a card to hand, trash a card from hand. So you get to set up your trash a little bit with it. If you fully whiff, that's just 4 cards that you're bottom decking, and you have a blocker. So you're just going cold blocker, let me look at the top 4, oh I don't get to get anything, That's fine, because that means that it was cards that I didn't necessarily want. Unless it was a Chimeramon. And then 2 of the new Lugarmon. When 16 comes out and the Dino B combo is viable, this will go up, but I feel comfortable with it at 2 for now. It has the same inheritable as the new level 3. End of attack, if your opponent has 1 or more memory, gain a memory. And then it has when digivolving when attacking. By trashing 1 card in your hand, it gets 2k for the turn, and then draw a card. If you have a SoC Tamer, that's the key, is the SoC Tamer. It doesn't necessarily have to be the IG, so if you're wanting to play around with Marvin, per se, or if you're playing in the future and you have access to the new Mem Stepper at that point. But still a great card, probably one of the better ones to pair with, say, like Hell Lugar for that combo. And then to finish off the level 4s, the bread and butter, level 4 of it, the BT15 Lugarmon, has the when attacking, pitch a card, draw a card, and if you have IG, gain a memory. So pitch a Hell Lugar, go into a Hell Lugar, gain a memory, get to do your things, and then the inheritable, same as the level 3 out of BT14, that Lugarmon, when you play a Dark Animal, gain a memory. Deck is very memory efficient with how it plays, so you're good to go with a whole lot. As for my level 5s, just playing 1 Chimeramon this time instead of the 2. 1 or 2 is a great number for the Chimeramon. It's probably the best side level 5 to play, as you can use it in conjunction with all the level 4s that you play out as like Chimera for game, or let's say that, you know, you had enough memory, like say you were on 2 memory somehow and your Fenri died in security. Well, if you've got those level 4s and you've got another IG, you link up the IG to one of your level 4s, since you can do that with any of them, go into Chimeramon, boom, you're back to having that Fenri viable if you had a Dracmon in trash per se, or let's say. And then Hell Lugarmon, I view this more like an option than I do a Digimon because of everything that it does with the on or end of turn on deletion. I will routinely use this to clear board so that I can set up my trash, use the end of turn, unattach the IG, gain some memory, gain memory from the new ones, and then use the effect where it self-deletes, draws 2, and then you get a Lugamon back. And then the on deletion by discarding 3 SoC or Dark Animal trait, pop something from level 3 to 6. One thing, not multiple. So it's just a great removal piece, it sets up the trash. That's why I view it more of an option than I do anything else. And then the final level 5, the Soul Lugamon. When digivolving, play level 3 or lower SoC or Dark Animal. If you have IG in the sources, then you get to play level 4. When attacking, trash a card in your hand, gain a memory. So song dance that a lot of us are used to now, but still. And then the inheritable, when you play a Dark Animal or SoC, unsuspend this Digimon. It's your main one that you want to go into so that you can get your combo going and everything else. You can play, for example, Black Auto overall for that if you can safely like bomb deck 1 and be good if you're playing against Levia, for example, or if you are playing the multiple Black Auto Uber. And then you definitely want to wait until you go into Fenri. Just getting that part out real quick. But yes, our only level 6 until BT16 is Fenri Lugamon. Has that great effect of your opponent's turn doesn't start until they hit 3 memory. So it gives you more room to play with, a little bit more memory to work with. Has the when digivolving, play a level 4 lower Dark Animal or SoC. If IG is in the sources, specifically with these ones, it has to be IG. If you are choosing to try it out with Marvin. Then you get to play 3 when attacking by deleting one of your opponent's Digimon on Suspendus, and then you add one to the level that you can suspend or delete starting from level 3, and it climbs up to level 7 very quickly. And then just playing one Death X. The level 7 flex spot is pretty much whatever. This could be another Chimeramon if you really wanted for that or anything else. I just like having the Death X because Garden is still a thing, Tamer decks are still a thing, Go Wide decks are still a thing, and it is great for that. And there's been times where I've evoed into it off of a Fenri because I needed to, just to make sure that I could survive to the next turn. Now, for our Tamers playing one mat, I just like having that one Mem setter because it synergizes real well with the deck with how much you discard. So for that, I'm only playing 3 Analog Youth. I'm fine with this number. I've tried it at 2 and 2's felt okay as well, as long as there's been some amount of them, because this is essentially the best purple Tamer in the game. With its on play, reveal 3, grab a Digimon, trash the rest. Like, oh cool, grab a Digimon, trash an IG, and you're ready to go for later turns. And then occasionally it will come up where you can gain the memory when your level 5 is deleted. Like maybe you did have a full Haluga combo and you didn't just hard play it. But then to finish off the Tamer's full set of IG, even when BT16 comes out, we'll still be playing a full set of this because of how mandatory and needed it is for the deck. But start of your turn, if your opponent has a Digimon, gain a memory, Mind Link, and then the Mind Link is your alliance and blocker, but you also need it for the name for Fenri. So yeah, this will always be a 4-of. And then for the options, pretty clean and done with it. Just 2 Miss Memory boosts for Wisdom Training. Miss Memory is great to set up trash, draw a card, and have that memory for later, but I don't want to overmill and potentially hit pieces that I really needed, so that's why I'm only running 2. And then Wisdom Training is just great to grab any single purple card in the deck, which this grabs everything but Chimeramon. And then the reduction to Digivolution, obviously part of the combo that helps to really get going. But that's the list. Let's see what a quick shuffle and everything looks like for it. Alright, now we got the shuffling portion and everything. Let's go ahead and get that going. I want to make sure I shuffle better, apparently. Alright, since I don't have my normal die on me at the current moment after offering opponent cut, let's go even odd. Since this is a spin down, go even. Even, so we're going to be on the play. And then for this goldfish, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Would this be the keep hand or would this be the mulligan hand? Well, let's see. Lugar, Lugar, Wisdom, Luga, Luga. It's a safe-ish hand. I don't necessarily know if it would be a keep hand though, but with how we do things here, we would keep this for this, but I would honestly probably mulligan this hand. And then my luck probably gets something worse. Alright, so let's see here. So we're on the play, let's just go ahead and hatch our Balmon. We know we don't have an IG in hand, so we'll just go ahead and go into that Lugamon first, hit another one here of the Lugar. So we go Wisdom, there's the Black Gato, so we've already got that set up. We don't need any more rookies, so let's go ahead and take that Black Gato. Opponents at 2, let's say that they Evo in the back, Evo again, and then do their own training. We're at 2. Cool. That's our draw for turn. So this is why I would mulling in this hand. I would not have known that, but I would have. So we'll promote out just to be safe. We'll see what's going on. What we can get here. We're not going to use our wisdom training. Instead, we will just evo there. There's a soul, so we got that for later. If we can get to an IG, we're pretty good. So we're going to swing off that. We'll trash that block auto Uber. Draw one. There's a Drachmon. Let's say we check that security, it dies. Cool. Go ahead and Drachmon then. Flip one, flip two, flip three. Bottom deck, the Mist, Drachmon trash, and we got Fenri now. Now we just really need to get to the IG. We're almost where we want to be. We just really need to get to an IG. Alright, let's say opponent does their thing. They check them out, so now we don't got to worry about being memory choked. We'll go ahead and say that they actually kill the Drachmon too. They take a second security. Go figure another rookie. Draw. There's the Hell Lugarmon. So we're at 3. We'll go ahead and we'll evo into the Luga. Draw our card, which is an Analog Youth. So we got a couple different things we can do now. We can Analog Youth, or we can play this, which we're going to absolutely, and pass them to 4, or we can pass them to a 6 Analog Youth. Hell. So in a situation like this, I need to dig some more. Go the Analog Youth. Flip 1, flip 2, flip 3. Glad we did. They know that we have that. They don't know we have this. We go ahead and do that. Let's say that we could, in the situation, in the scenario we're in, kind of still early game, if we're able to safely do this, obviously. Like, we know we're not going to die the next turn. We pass them to the 6. End of turn, this deletes. Draws 1, draws 2, and we got the Chimera. We get our good boy back to hand. Now we're going to discard some cards. Discard 1, discard 2, and we'll go ahead and discard the 3. So now we've done that, we've popped some stuff. Opponent's got 6. Let's say that it wasn't enough to kill us, but it was enough to really maim us. Hell, Fenri. That Fenri might have stopped something. Let's say Fenri was the reason why it stopped something, and they just severely maimed us, so we gotta win this turn. Draw. Promote out, and then we just do the thing. So we don't have an IG in hand still, but we got that IG in trash. Mind link the IG, gain a memory. Pop Wisdom Training. And we just go full combo now. We evo for free. We draw. Psychemon this time that we draw. We evo for 3. Draw a card. We've got the IG tucked. So we'll go ahead and play that Black Auto Uber from earlier. Just go ahead and go like, no, let's go bottom deck something. Gain our 2 memory from Lugar and Luga. We swing. We're going to gain a memory going back up to 4, discarding said Fenri Luga. The Fenri Luga. We'll just go ahead and play out Lugar, Lugar, Lugar. That's a lot to have done just now. Since we discarded a card, let's go ahead and suspend Matt to get up to 5 memory. And just in case, off of our Evo draw, there's an IG. Unsuspend, still in the window. So The safest way, in all honesty, to do this, to make sure that, because there are a few things that do get higher than 16, not too many, let's get up to 18, we check 2. We swing again. We get up to 18 again, we unsuspend by just deleting something. That whole song and dance. And if it came down to it, this died in that, like the last card of security, we have the Chimeramon. I will still do the mulligan, just because I always do. But Fenri is very, very consistent at doing its thing, I have found. Mostly because you have so many different ways that you dig, that you draw, that you set up your trash. Don't be afraid to just hard play Lugarmon and treat it like an option. That just says draw 2 cards, return a Lugamon from your trash to hand, discard 3 cards, then discard 3 cards, and delete a level 3 to 6. Because if you worry about sequencing and just only doing the combo, you're letting your opponent realistically build their board state. It is an OTK deck, but taking cheap shots, little bits of security here and there is still a thing, because it is still a deck that plays out of trash. Alright, so we mulligan that hand and said 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hand this time would be Chimeramon, Drag, Fang, Hell, Psyche. This one's going to be a little bit more rough just from the looks of it, but there's so many options and so many things that are not necessarily dead cards off of searches. So evoing into the Psyche actually, and then there's the IG, so play the Dracmon, we're starting to get set up. There's the Tyranno, so we're going to miss that, we'll get the Fenri, and we'll get the Soul. Like I said, this is why Dracmon is still good, but also why you don't want to play it. Fenri Chatash, got the Soul in hand. Opponents go at 3, they do their thing, they build their board state. Let's say they're generous enough to somehow get us over to 2, instead of like doing 2 things at 4. Well, there's a Lugamon. So we're looking kind of good right now, if we can find a level 4, that is. So we'll just, you know, swing the Dracmon, dies in security, swing the Psychemon, it's going to die in security as well. And then we can just play the IG. IG, put them to 1. They're going to do their thing, let's say they take 1, cool, there's a Lugamon in trash. We get passed back over to 1, we draw our card. There's a Fangmon, so now we can start doing some climbing and everything. We hatch. We go to main. We gain a memory from IG. Evo into our Lugamon. There's an Analog Youth. Now we can look at our trash because of what we got. Best bet, just go ahead and play Analog Youth. Lose that. Gain that, lose that. Hey, we're perfectly set up where we want to be. Black Auto Uber is in trash. Lugarmon's in hand. We've got a couple dark animals and things that we can use to start cycling. So now it's just, what is our opponent looking at? Do we give our opponent 7? At this point, it's just going to be a circumstantial call. Giving opponent 7, as long as you know that you're not going to die from giving them 7 to delete something, why not? We'll do the hypothetical that this will not kill us. So we go and do the Lugar, end of turn, it deletes, we draw 2, we meet the requirements, so we'll get the good boy back. Off those, we hit another couple of cards. So looking at what we have in hand, discard Fangmon, discard a Lugar, and go ahead and just discard a Luga. I'm just going to do their thing entirely. They're going to rip through the security. They actually probably would, given most decks. Let's see, we're cool enough to get passed over to 2. We draw for turn, Death X. Alright. So we promote, we're still going to go up to 3 because of IG. We don't have the requirement in hand to tuck, and we don't have the requirement out of trash. So can we get there? Probably not. From this board, say it's going to be a little rough. We Mind Link. We Evo. And then, honestly, this is probably where I messed up. Because if I had done this in different ways, to where I had gone with the red side more, and then it would have been a much better situation. Because then there could be some attacks, gain some memory, do a few different things. But that is the nature of card games. If you like the video, please leave a like. If you dislike the video, leave a dislike. If you want to comment about my crappy shuffling and abysmal performance in this second mulligan gold fishing, please, by all means, do so. If you want to come hang out over on Twitch TV at Jintaxis, by all means, come hang out. We appreciate it. We're playing through the series of Digimon games. We're doing card game stuff, and we do other RPGs and video games. So, take care.